gets the nod in goal. Georg Niedermeyer returns to the starting 11, as does Josh Hope. 3 ins for the victory. For the Brisbane Roar, 5 changes, including a start for Eli Babalj back in the A-League. There's also Daniel Leck, Thomas Christensen, Stefan Negro, the former Victory player, and Brendan White in between the sticks comes in for Jamie Young. And so it means upheaval on the benches as well. Lawrence Thomas is there for Melbourne Victory, along with Anthony Lesiotis out of the starting 11 against Sanfrecce Hiroshima, while Tobias Mikkelsen and Enrique drop to the bench for the Raw. Totally out are Young, Bowles, Powell and Lockley Ngoy. Kickoff not too far away. And the coin toss taking place out on the ground with Chris Beath in his 171st appointment. You can see to his left, George Lakrindis, and to his right, Jack Morgan, the 4th official, and Daniel Ilievsky. Those are the officials and 4thy tonight, along with the captains. And in the VAR booth, gee, hasn't VAR done some heavy lifting already today? Chris Griffiths-Jones is ready to take up the cudgels. There is the returning Georg Niedermeyer, and next to him, Matt Acton. We heard from Michael Zappone in the pre-game how good Victory's record is with Acton in the 11. And when the big imports are in for Victory, Niedermeyer, Toivonen and Honda, along with Raul Baena, their record's pretty good as well. And Matt Mackay, he is the one consistent face in the Brisbane Roar. Kevin Muscat enjoys a 9-win, 3-draw, 7-loss record against the Brisbane Roar. And as you can see there, in recent times, he's certainly padded those numbers with some good results. Darren Davies, on the other hand, a homecoming of sorts. The Welshman spent a lot of time at Melbourne Victory. And even though his interim status is expected to simply be interim, maybe he can leave with his stocks risen by getting a result tonight. Costa Barbarus, he is gunning for a pretty unique record of potentially the most goals against one team in the 3 head-to-heads of an A-League season. He's already filled his boots with 5 in 2 games. The record in the A-League is 7. So he needs a double to draw level with 2 others. And Eric Botiak sent off last time these teams played. A couple of yellow cards in quick succession. And an unfortunate advertising board copped the brunt of his wrath as he left Suncorp Stadium. Vocal Victory fans ready to sing their team into what they hope will be a form revival. Does the home stretch start here for Melbourne Victory? We're about to find out. Kick-off at Marvel. And Raul Baena sending it out to the right to get the action underway. Keisuke Honda straight into play and giving the ball away. Andy Harper, after the drama at Newcastle, where do we go from here?
Well, let's hope it at least holds the same level. I mean, wonderful for the Central Coast Mariners, and to their long-suffering fans, a massive cheerio to them. But Adelaide's loss last night left the door ajar for the Jets, and they failed. There's no other way to put it, at home against a team on the rack. And a lot of introspection from Newcastle, but what a dramatic finish, and let's hope that sets the scene for a dramatic game here at Marvel Stadium.
The first-minute goal would certainly ignite the fuse as Niedermeyer wins a header on his return, and then Leck absolutely lashes that one, maybe trying to find Rosette rather than the back of the net. Such was the ferocity with which he struck the ball. As Pepper gets an early touch and sends it out.
Dangerous early incursion. Nice from Botiak. He's really good on the set piece. Victory saw it away. Massive game this for Melbourne Victory.
And Honda with a touch in, which is read well by Mackay. Aerial duel. Storm Roo and Niedermeyer. Roundhouse volley. Barbarus gave himself up offside. Honda. Good control on the ball. It's a lush surface at Marvel. It just held up. And now Troisi in the pocket, trying to slide it in, but the clearance is made by Ruan Tongic. Amongst his 3 previous A-League clubs was Melbourne City, so back to a city he knows well. Troisi to Barbarus. And that one goes behind Hope. Christensen to Botiak. Bends it into the path of Dylan Wenzel-Halls. This youngster taking the A-League by storm. And he's given away a foul here. It's not just the goals, it's the quality of the goals. Some of the strikes, Andy, that Wenzel-Halls has put in the back of the net.
Yeah, full of confidence. And he's obviously got a lot of talent. Although that wasn't the most talented piece of dribbling you'll see from the youngster. Straight into Storm Roux for the foul and then the turnover. But expect Melbourne Victory to be keeping a very, very close eye on Wenzel-Halls.
He's right back challenging Honda here, loses out. Baena to Broxham. Corey Brown up against his former side. Lee Broxham at the centre of defence with Niedermeyer. Raw happy to stand off and let Victory own the ball. And it is a hopeful ball over the top, which Barbarus brings down. And a late flag eventually signals him offside.
And Costa's got this magnificent reflex action when he's offside. What would you know, assistant ref? I thought he was offside too, and that was a correct decision. But a default position for Barbarus. Need him to fire. He's been very good for large chunks of the season for Melbourne Victory, Costa Barbarus.
If there was one opponent he wanted to see, it would have been the Brisbane Roar, given his personal form against them. A hat-trick last time out.
Who are those two players he's chasing for 7 goals in a season? Have you got that one, Tao?
Shane Smeltz and Jamie McLaren. 7 goals in 3 head-to-heads against the same opponent. Corey Brown. It's good company. It's given away by Hope. Christensen only 2 ahead of the ball. Wenzel-Halls is the one he opts for. Stefan Negro against his former side. Mackay. Jacob Pepper. Leck. Space for Alex Lopez to turn and feed the ball. Eli Papalj couldn't get there. Ran in front of him and mopping up his Storm Roux. And the chance of handball are heated against Eli Babal here.
Well, great chance for Brisbane. And that pass from Lopez, just amazing. And Babal, well, I think given what we've seen of him, limited as it may be in recent times, but going back some, we'd have expected him to at least brought that under control and got a chance in on goal. Just a delectable pass from Lopez, really and truly, that was perfect.
Victory have certainly been given a warning of what Lopez will do from space. That cross is dealt with. Tracy. Corey Brown sneaking forward. Leck right on his case, as is Botiak. A few nervous early touches for Josh Hope. So he defers to Niedermeyer. Raul Baena. Raw defensive line forced to sit deep, and Brendan White, that will be a confidence booster for him. He's not a young keeper, 26, but inexperienced at this level. Roux picked off the raw pass, so Victory reset and go again. Baena trying to go up the middle for Toivonen, who wasn't even looking, as Mackay returns it with interest, and Wenzel-Halls is sprinting after it. The early cross, and Niedermeyer took all the sting out of it. Comfortable enough for Matt Acton, another former Brisbane player. Honda. Bayern is shut down immediately, but it nearly deflected kindly for Troisi. Keske Honda again. So the motoring legs of Barbarus, a ricochet, didn't quite work out for him. And hard up against the line, Christensen decides to keep it in. Alex Lopez this time has Bayern right on his hammer. Through comes Jacob Pepper.
Well, they're very narrow passes from Melbourne Victory, and it might take them a few minutes to get into some sort of pattern.
Flag up against Ola Toivonen this time.
But you look at where Brisbane was so exposed, not just last week, but through the season, Teo, that they've really had trouble in midfield containing teams that move the ball quickly and have players with any sort of speed. There's the offside on Toivonen. And if Melbourne Victory play narrow passes and just allow Brisbane to compact the centre of the field, it'll become like trench warfare and a lot more even a contest. If Victory can open up the field and expose the likes of Alex Lopez to some free-flowing and running midfielders out of the Victory team, then Brisbane will find it very difficult to contain the home team.
Late contact, advantage given, Hope's low cross. Preferred the free kick as contact here from Toivonen has felled Matt Mackay. Toivonen walks away completely unfussed. That's the aftermath.
That's a poor ball in from Hope. Jesus, late swinging leg there from Toivonen too. He didn't miss Matt Mackay. Better ball from Hope, and we don't have that sort of interchange or exchange between the two opposing players.
Bodiak being forced the wrong way, and then one pass left all the Victory necks snapping around, but the through ball runs a little bit straight and Wenzel Halls can't chase it down. It's like a magnet to the Victory midfield there, Bodiak, and then one pass was able to leave them behind. Victory will probe the left. Hope. The Raw players stand off. Toivonen attracts a bit more attention. Baena. Now the low ball in. Tongyik deals with it. Stefan Negro is there. Working very deep, Eli Babaj. Tongyik. Looping away from Barbarus. Straight onto the head of Niedermeyer, though. This is Keske Honda. Troisi. Stormroo makes the run, and it's honoured. And the cross, T for Barbarus. He is the scourge of the Raw, but they survive his first shot in anger. And so at the top of the area, Troisi was trying to spin into his shooting motion, but it was taken off his toes at the last second. And Lopez, as the Raw try to escape. Wenzel Halls with the long ball, and Matt Acton out of his line.
Well, 3 excellent bits of work from Matt Acton so far today. That was very calm work. That was the most difficult of the 3. Nice from Victory. Turning the screws. Players into the penalty area. Matt Mackay didn't know a lot about that, to be honest. Effective block nonetheless.
Toivonen. And Leck sends it behind for a corner.
They're just growing into it now, Melbourne Victory. Got to watch it on the counter-attack. As rare a commodity for Brisbane as speed is, they do have some pace in Bodiak and Wenzel Halls. So those counter-attack passes will need to be watched by Melbourne Victory.
And you feel for Brendan White, because the Raw coming into tonight, last in the league for conceding shots on target and balls into the area, of which this corner will be yet another. And as White went charging out of his line, his defender Pepper headed away instead. Wenzel Halls is fouled. Raul Baena preventing any threat of a counter-attack on that occasion. Brown's pass to Barbarus, outside of the boot, maybe inspired by Mo Salah, but not executed quite the same way. Tongic. Alex Lopez. He's so good at finding space for his teammates. Another good ball into open pitch. And Leck to Wenzel Halls. Back to Leck. It's a teasing cross and turned out at the far post for a corner.
Well, the field opened up by that beautiful pass from Lopez, but he shouldn't have been allowed to turn in there. Josh Hope gave him way too much time and space. And they're clever enough in this part of the field with space, Brisbane, to hurt you. And that's a searching delivery into the penalty area. That Acton would have been scrambling.
He's had some moments already, Leck. The wild long shot, that a very nice cross. And Raw's first corner, Alex Lopez on delivery. And Acton, you wouldn't know he's a backup with how assuredly he started this game.
Fabulous. Really good stuff from Matt Acton.
And in a flash, Victory are up to halfway. But now things slow down.
Costa Barbarus, he saw KSK Honda on the other flank a couple of times, but just didn't feel confident he could have found him. I reckon it was well within Costa's range.
Now a drifter from Troishi. And slight challenge from Bodiak. Loses out to Storm Root. Honda prompts to go back to Niedermeyer. Broxham to Honda. Rue is really having the range of the right to himself at the moment as Toivonen's ball in is headed away by Pepper. Babalj coming deep, drawing a foul from KSK Honda.
Was good pressure from Victory. Conceded the foul, of course, but it's not in a dangerous part of the field. It wasn't an overly aggressive tackle, but it was full of intent to at least pressurise Babal. Baena there as well. Minimal contact, but still illegal from KSK Honda.
Brendan White trying to direct traffic here. 15 minutes negotiated by Brisbane Roar. They'll be hoping that their defence, which has conceded 4 and then 5 against Melbourne Victory, won't be plundered again. But it is only early in this match. And that aimless crossfield pass won't cause any headaches. Players within earshot of the bench and Darren Davies as they get back underway. Christensen. Wenzel Halls. Can he build a head of steam? Lift the ball behind, and that allows Victory to get numbers behind the ball. Christensen's pass. Bodiak. Lopez. Roar have got their better ball players into dangerous areas now. Wenzel Halls can't keep it. So they're happy to reset at the centre of defence. Leck. Bodiak. And a loose touch this time, which he went chasing. And it is going to be the first card of the game for wiping out Josh Hope.
stretched in desperation. There's not a lot of aggro in this from Botiak. Still, you can understand why the ref did what he did. They might have played a little bit of an advantage, actually.
A yellow for you?
No, it was for Eric Botiak.
Andy, would you consider that foul from Eric Botiak worthy of a yellow card sanction?
Oh, I see, I see.
And your answer? Yes, I assume.
I'm comfortable.
So that's the first caution of the night then. Botiak sent off last time these teams played. Baena. Victory happy to let Niedermeyer do a lot of the work. Troisi, a bending ball. Barbarus round the keeper. He's back on his line wide. Barbarus. Hope. Shot it into his own man. Victory overcook it. Seemed like a goal was inevitable there as Brendan White was scrambling back into the 6-yard box, and somehow the Raw survive. So, as Brisbane draw breath, Melbourne Victory trying to squeeze once more. Roux. Honda. Broxham. Corey Brown. You just see from his body position, he telegraphed he was going to play it first time. Now Stefan Negro.
Well, what an escape that for Brisbane, really. Victory looking better and better as they moved the ball around and sprung the defence. Barbarus is through, and I could sense Tay scrambling for the calculator on the record as he was encroaching. And he spoilt your party. How dare he?
If it's any indicator, he's had one shot blocked. Now he's had that attempt scrambled away. He remains the thorn in Brisbane's side, albeit not having scored yet. Stefan Negro, how he'd love a return goal against his old team. Getting nosebleeds that far forward, though.
Well, that was well done by Negro to get forward and then storm Roux. Beautiful little ball from Troisi. Great touch from Barbarus. And it's an excellent scramble. Let's pay credit to Jacob Pepper. And that little bit of effort, that extra effort from Jacob Pepper, and the whole thing went skitzer. Victory still had a chance to nail it, but if Jacob Pepper doesn't put that effort in, they're probably down a goal. Well done, Jacob Pepper.
And yet, relief may only be temporary, as Pepper is once again called upon to boot the ball away. And now Negro shouts of a high boot from Baena. Won't matter, it ends up at his feet regardless. Honda. Barbarus stands his ground against Matt Mackay. Back to Troisi. Misdirected pass, but Hope is going to win it back. And he rolls out of the way of the ball. Lopez likes nothing ahead of him. So he holds it up. And he says, Leck and Botiak, you go chasing. Beat the ball by Corey Brown. Is the red mist starting to descend in front of the eyes of Eric Botiak. Only player in the game on a yellow, and Pepper trying not to give away a corner. Leck was trying not to give away the ball full stop. A bit of bash and crash defending, and the Raw escaped.
Oh, how well's done Daniel Leck done since coming on as a right fullback last week in that bad defeat for Brisbane. Leck, playing out of position, did well, gets the nod again today, and he's started excellently. Well done to the youngster, showing his versatility. He's been good at the other end of the ground in an attacking sense as well, but very strong defending, beautifully timed, perfectly committed.
It is only his third appearance of the season and 9th overall. Still very much acclimatising. James Troisi waiting. Didn't like the run of Brown. Hope just had an element of looking surprised when he received the pass there. Root. Honda. Christensen guarding him. Hope again. Don't know whether it's his laconic nature, but at times it just seems as though he's never actually expecting to get past the ball. Over the top here. Flag stays down on Barbarus. He cuts in. Costa Barbarus! Just wide, corner kick.
Well, now it's called for offside. I couldn't really follow this one. Teo, I'm with you. He's clearly offside. So I'm assuming here that the assistant referee has thought, you know what, if it goes in, we'll review it. But it's gone out, so I'm going to call what I thought it was as offside. There can be no other explanation. Another great chance as it unfolded otherwise. But after the shot, then he decides it's offside.
That's Daniel Alevski. I wonder...
Explain that one to me, Teo, if you can.
Could that be the verbal barb that Barbarus gave the assistant referee in the first couple of minutes, coming back to play on the mind of the referee? As we see a looping ball... Oh, spilled by White, and he's got to get out of his area. Danger is, for now, averted. And it's a bit calmer. It's the concept, Andy, that of arguing for the next one. Barbarus may well have known he was offside, but he thinks if I give it to the referee here, it might affect his thinking on the next call, and clearly it has.
Well, I'm of the persuasion that...
Honda through ball, Barbarus, no question of offside this time. He cannot stop scoring against Brisbane. Costa Barbarus makes it 1-0, and it is a solemn celebration from him, the New Zealander, in what has been a trying week for that nation. The home fans jump and celebrate, but Costa Barbarus is the scorer.
Well, he's been on fire tonight, Costa. Honda with a beautiful pass. Splits the defence. Outside of the foot, or inside of the foot, through the angle. And the acknowledgement to his countrymen who are paining and hurting so badly.
Costa Barbarus up to 6 in a season now against the Brisbane Roar. Jamie McLaren in 2015-16 against Western Sydney Wanderers. And Shane Smeltz against for Perth Glory against Melbourne Victory in 2011-12. Those are the two players. Those are the two seasons. The prolific Costa Barbarus. Who else was going to score tonight than he?
Well, it's been barnstorming from Costa so far today. Looked so threatening. Beautiful pass from Honda. What a magical player.
And of course, as we saw in the graphic there, it's his best ever season tally as well, matching the 2010-11 season, 12 in the campaign.
In these very raw moments after those people had their lives taken yesterday, Costa Barbarus, who, if anything, is probably of the Greek Orthodox persuasion, but this is a very touching tribute to the Muslim community in his home country. Well done, Costa.
And so, do Raw have a response? Will Victory continue to pile on the misery for a Raw team that they have feasted on in the two prior head-to-heads this season? Hope. Brown. Troisi. Christensen unhappy that he committed the foul.
Victory really trying to play with a lot of speed. You've seen a couple of times, Teo, Kevin Muscat run onto the field to kick the ball back and make sure the momentum is as full on as they can get it. Victory, they know that Brisbane have got clever players. They've sprung Melbourne Victory a couple of times tonight, but they are more than aware of how fragile they are in a game that's got speed in it. And Victory really trying to keep the fire burning on this one. Fast retakes, players trying now to open the field up as much as they can, which I think is their best tactic.
Brown is hurt. Barbarus leaves with possession. Brown trying to hobble back into position. It's a Victory throw. Doesn't seem too concerned. Just a knock in the run. See him there slowly jogging it off. Back to full faculties. Of course, no Thomas Deng for Melbourne Victory. No James Donachie. So already short-suited in defence. Lopez. Lee Broxham missed to fix it tonight. A centre-back makes the interception.
I'm going to start the campaign for Lee Broxham in earnest now. He is utterly under-celebrated in this competition. After all this time, he is always ready to play wherever is needed. He never puts a foot wrong. Unbelievable career and service is given to this league and this club. Superstar status, in my opinion, Lee Broxham.
Foul here. And I'm sure, regardless of whether he plays on well into his 30s, who knows, maybe even longer, his home club, Knox City, will be ready to have him back as soon as he's ready with done with professional football and ready to go back to the state leagues.
Well, he looks like he's got a lot more football left in him, DJ. And I'm sure the Victory fans don't need being told, but a club legend. Utter club legend.
Important header here, right on cue. His ears are burning, Lee Broxham, as is his forehead after winning that aerial ball. Hope. Roll by Anna. Brown, poor back pass, and Broxham had to take preventative measures, but the decision is going Victory's way.
Well, the foul upfield. What about that reaction from Lee then? Just whilst he's the topic of our conversation, that was left short by Corey Brown, and still Broxham was there to get his team. Got there cleanly and first. Whistle goes, and I'm sure people were thinking it was a foul by Broxham, but never anything like it. Clearly got to the ball first. A little cameo which sort of sums him up.
As you can see there, 14 fouls in 30 minutes, so they're coming with unfortunate frequency, and Hope reaching out his arm there.
And Josh's starting position, if it's a little bit wider, he doesn't have to go for the extreme to control that. And I just think, not to be hugging the touchline as a left winger, but when the game is breaking open and Victory need that width, he's got to make a beeline for the touchline at that point.
Hope caught in possession here. Foul was almost inevitable as soon as he lost the ball. Has joined the attack. We've seen him whip in one good ball tonight. Here's another, and it skims off two Victory heads behind for a corner kick.
But it's Broxham's positioning again. That's the defensive plaudits. But Leck again, beautiful. Eyes up. Magnificent flight on the ball. Bojak was ghosting. Without the touch from Broxham, it's a good shout for an equaliser there. Wonderful from Leck. He's doing well, the youngster.
He's looking like one of their better attacking weapons. That's the voice of the referee, Chris Beath, that we're eavesdropping on there. Will they be smart about it? In comes the corner. And it's cleared initially, but Raw want to retain it. Leck, is it third time lucky? Well, give him a wrap, and he scuffs that one into the box. Barbarus. driving from deep, and Toivonen won't chase after him.
He wouldn't have had the speed either. Unfortunately for Melbourne Victory, Barbarus just didn't get the passes he needed anyway. Appreciates that he was seen, and appreciates even more that Costa probably thought he could get on the end of it. What a vote of confidence.
Toivonen has been a on-pitch spectator for the most part, but you just know that whenever he gets a sniff of the chance to score, all of a sudden he unboxes a level of quality that few other players in the league have.
Yeah, he's a standout, there's no question.
Pass is behind Barbarus here. Can he outfox Niedermeyer? Niedermeyer goes to the ground holding his face, and the foul is given, but now we get to see if it's more than what Niedermeyer is selling it as.
He's gone down in a heap. Big George. Come on.
Maybe he was watching Chiellini during the week.
Well, that's not going to endear him to Australian fans, I wouldn't have thought.
Gets up, not with claret coming from his head, but blades of grass stuck to him instead. So victory lead thanks to Barbarus' goal. First half continues to develop. Raw haven't exactly had a signature chance since going behind to draw level. Hope had the ball glued to his foot there. Troisi. Baena in space. Honda. Keisuke Honda. Takes a deflection off the back of Barbarus. Troisi was the intended target. And now on the counter. Bodiak. Trying to work through the gears. Bent it with ambitions of Wenzel Halls, and he gets a corner.
That was pretty ordinary defending by Victory. Baena burned on halfway. We've seen that a couple of weeks running in the Champions League, just struggling. Bodiak leaves him completely, and Corey Brown a mile short of convincing on that one.
Just not sure what the player would have done had Brown even allowed the ball to get there. So now Bodiak will try his luck on the side that would suit an in-swinging corner. Is this Raw's moment to draw level? Acton's up, it's not convincing, and turned behind by Roux at the far post.
Well, it's a wicked corner from Bodiak. Geez, he can deliver some quality, can't he? He fires this right into the soft spot. Acton, I mean, still impressed with Acton, the frame of mind to come and try and claim it, but there are just too many bodies in the way. Fortunate that there's not a Raw player coming through on the back post for the Victory defence, and Storm Roux helps it away for a corner.
Victory's defenders really packed the 6-yard box under that last corner. Now it's a repeat, and Niedermeyer wins the header. Leck. Bodiak. Raw ball, they stay on the offensive. Whatever the plan was from the throw, didn't quite shake out the way Raw might have hoped. Kevin Muscat maybe just sensing that Raw is starting to gradually build towards a potential equaliser. Would much prefer his team go in search of a 2-goal buffer. Toivonen loses out. Leck. Looks up, sees nothing but Victory defenders and says, I'll have a bit of that. Daniel Leck. And tried to do too much. Hope Clever this time, able to get it to Troisi. Straight line pass, Barbarus in a foot race. And he does get there before Pepper. Toivonen ambles into the box. In the meantime, Barbarus back to Baena. Hope. Honda's chip. Brendan White won't mind those.
Yeah, a bit narrow the run from Troisi. Honda tried to find Socceroo as he made his way into the penalty area, but Troisi had run inside the flight of the ball.
Troisi. Honda heard the call from Storm Roux. And through he went, down the right side. Mackay half volleys away. Honda and Troisi treading on each other's toes. Now Hope. Sends Barbarus wide. It's over the head of Toivonen. Bit of keepy-uppy here from Raul Baena.
He did well, didn't he?
Crowd appreciates the skill, and now Troisi's ball. Barbarus. Oh, he's lashed it in! 2 for Costa. The scourge of the Brisbane Roar. Oh no. Is the flag up? It's another late flag. It even fooled the stadium DJ. Seven Nation Army was playing. Costa Barbarus was celebrating, and it's been chalked off.
We're waiting for the whistle, says Chris Beates. I wonder if we'll have a look at this. Troisi, yeah. Oh, that back leg of Ruan Tongic makes it very interesting. Very interesting indeed. What a finish, though. At the near post, keeper should have had it blocked. Do you know what? Advantage to the attacking team. Mate, there's a bee's hair in it.
Tongic's trailing leg. That is the question. Chris Beath orders players away. Chris Griffiths-Jones is in the VAR booth on comms. And so,
Goal.
It's been given.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. It's a good finish. Unfortunate for Brendan White beaten at the near post like that. Ruan Tongic standing back leg. He's got the record, or at least level, Taya.
He is 7 in 3 games in a single season. Unstoppable against the men in orange. Costa Barbarus, he's got 2, and we're only at the 40-minute mark. You wonder, is he going to go for back-to-back hat-tricks then?
Well, Victory have been trying that ball regularly, and the run hasn't been quite right. Pass hasn't been quite right until then. Troisi to Barbarus for 2-0.
Got to say, given the heartache in the UEFA Champions League during the week about VAR and the length of delays, can I play devil's advocate here and say that after a season of pain, Australia's use of VAR is actually world-leading? We'll just ponder that for a minute, because Acton leading head first towards the ball ends up maybe getting a slice of it as it goes behind for a corner.
Well, it was necessary. If he, I mean, again, Lopez drops it in nicely. Acton, real desperation. And you'd have to sort of assume that if he doesn't get a fist on that, Barbal just rolls the ball in with the inside of his foot. Well done. Plenty to have enjoyed about this first half here at Docklands.
Wearing the different coloured undershirt, it actually makes his flailing arms look even more spectacular. Last Bodiak corner from this side was sensational. This one is on the money, but can't find a teammate. As just like the last one, it buys another corner from the opposite side.
Good positioning from Niedermeyer. Really sturdy central defending, seeing off these wicked corners from Bodiak. See if Lopez can deliver one with the same sort of meaning from this side of the field.
As you can see, corner count has skewed significantly Brisbane's way. Once again, it picks out a victory head. Leck. Mackay. Stefan Negro. It's blocked by Barbarus, and that will invite the victory on. Barbarus brings it down. Raw numbers scrambling back, and a loose touch allows Leck to prevent any counter-attack from eventuating. Honda. Toivonen. Flag goes up this time. He did not arch his run enough to get back on side. See the offside count. It's Victory that have been asking all those questions of the assistant referee on the outer side. 2 minutes of regulation to go in the first half then. Victory in control of this match, even though Raw have had their moments. Set pieces look like possibly their best avenue back into the game. Alex Lopez. Mackay. Clipped in by Bodiak. Lopez once more. Raw trying to finish the half with a flurry. That pass won't allow them to do so. Wenzel Halls snapping at the heels. One possession back. And then Josh Hope commits a foul.
Tried to bail out Raul Bueno, turned into trouble. Lost the ball. Bodiak from distance, he'll fancy it. Lopez might want to have a piece of it as well, but you had your choice. You'd be letting the Frenchman and that left foot put something behind this one.
Of course, it's a new voice, Matt Acton, between the sticks, setting the wall. Once again, as we listen in to them setting the wall, he only wants two. Bodiak. Picture of focus. Lopez is there, but it is Bodiak's free kick. And with a bobble, Acton makes the save. Not the most venomous shot. Did just rear up on the keeper. Leck. Mackay, just the one additional minute of stoppage. Flipped over. Victory numbers are there. Wenzel Hall's trying to escape out the back. Honda. Acton knew exactly where Corey Brown was. Kevin Muscat applauding. His team was able to escape the penalty area. 30 seconds to negotiate them. Arguing right to the end of the first half. Victory will be happy enough with how things stand. Stoppage time expires. And that is 45 minutes done. Costa Barbarus, the story of the night. Paying tribute to the victims of Christchurch after his first goal, and then a second for 7 total in a single season against the Brisbane Roar. Half-time at Marvel. Melbourne Victory 2, Brisbane Roar 0.
Darren, how do you get back into the contest?
Yeah, well, look, we spoke about we've kept the ball quite well on occasions. We set up well defensively, and then we've countered. We've knocked a number of crosses into the box, and, you know, we could have a goal or two up by ourselves. So we're actually disappointed to be losing the game 2-0.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Kevin, no doubt pleased with that first half. You played on Tuesday. Any thought to making some rotations in this second?
Look, at the moment, I mean, the conversation there is if anyone's looking like they're fatiguing or they're not adhering to their responsibilities, they're actually telling me they want to come off. So, you know, hopefully more of the same in the second half, because I thought that first half was fairly good.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
The thoughts of Kevin Muscat there, as James Troisi waits for kickoff from the Brisbane Roar at the start of this second half. 2-0 down, away from home, and staring another defeat to Melbourne Victory in the face. The question is, will it be another lopsided defeat? Andy Harper, there will have been some soul-searching in the Brisbane rooms. Can they come out with a refreshed plan to try and take the game to Melbourne Victory here?
Well, the challenge for them is to keep believing, and we only had to listen to that response from Darren Davies to Michael Zapponi's question to realise that he's very buoyant about their first half. There's nothing to lose from this point on in the season, and the players to stay upbeat and keep trying to push against one of the best teams in the comp, who certainly played, I agree with Muscat, after the first 10 minutes had been dealt with. Victory started to look very, very good indeed.
And without too profound an impact from Keisuke Honda, it's been one of many tonight for Melbourne Victory that would be just slightly above average rather than playing a stormer. hope to Troisi. Errant touch, and Pepper is there for Brisbane Roar. Wenzel Halls. Faded as the first half went on, and now, if the ball sits up, it won't. It actually kicked off the turf in the direction of White.
Geez, that was a second there, wasn't it? When you thought White had overrun that one. Thankfully for Brendan, he managed to pull the ball down safely.
Brendan White playing in just his 4th A-League match. He's really given an extraordinary introduction coming on when Jamie Young was red-carded in the 4-3 loss to Adelaide. After the Roar were 3-0 in front. White was on with the score at 3-1. Unfortunate enough to concede goals 2, 3 and 4. To be honest, we thought that might have been on earlier today with the Central Coast Mariners 3-0 up, and until the late penalty drama and VAR retake, there was enough time for Newcastle to potentially turn that all the way around themselves. And spanner in the finals works. Not so much relevant to this match, of course. Victory trying to consolidate home final and even a week off. A guaranteed home semi.
With the Central Coast, we'll be disagreeing with you, Teo. They'll be looking to claw back Brisbane Roar on the table.
That's a good point. They do have Adelaide at home next week, so they can continue to wreak havoc upon the top 6 teams. That is the table as it stands. Central Coast up to 10. Brisbane Roar there on 15, and Melbourne Victory a point behind Sydney FC if things stay as they are. Goal difference, as we see the through ball here, it would have been offside regardless of White's attempt to play at the ball.
Well, that table just re-emphasises what a horrible opportunity missed by Newcastle.
Sydney plus 14, Melbourne Victory with their 2 goals tonight plus 17 as it stands. So if the Roar do lay down here in this second half and Victory get a run on, they can put some considerable distance between themselves and the team in sky blue, at least in a goal difference perspective. It's Acton, just a cautious prod, getting the ball out. Wenzel Halls. And shooting on the acute angle, straight at the goalkeeper in the end. Shot on target, but easily saved.
No thought at all. You sort of got to love this about a young striker in full cry.
It's in. There is a lifeline. Brisbane Roar get one back. Eric Bodiak gets the plaudits. And Marvel, other than the little pocket of Roar fans, falls silent.
Well, Wenzel Halls backed himself to score, ignored Millie Babal, and Biana just asleep at the wheel. Not so Eric Bodiak. Had to work instantaneously, and the Frenchman did. 2-1. Wonderful from Eric Bodiak.
And so, while it may have come about due to victory error, the execution was certainly exquisite from Bodiak, and it means that this game is back in the balance. Brisbane Roar, I'm not sure, hang in there and wait for Melbourne Victory to make a big mistake was the halftime team talk.
That's
but
right.
It certainly got them back on track in this game.
Well, it was a strange little sequence. Wenzel Halls with a great side-on goal and maybe a better option in passing square to Eli Barbal, and I just thought the moment had gone, and well, it should have gone. Should have been safe for victory. Well, Biana turns into trouble, and Eric Bodiak does the rest.
Troisi. Costa Barbarus on a hat-trick. Tongic goes slip-sliding out of the way, Rowan Tongic. Barbarus wanted Honda. Christensen perhaps knew where the ball was going.
It's such a shame for Costa. He just dealt with Tongic in one sense in a way that he had no right to. And he couldn't find the pass to Honda so that the Brisbane goal could be threatened. But he's been terrific tonight, Costa Barbarus.
Tracy. Honda. Still Keske Honda. And the deflection just loops in that way that makes it drop. Out for a corner.
It was an important deflection, I think, from Christensen, because that would have been something to see. Without that block, it would have really tested Brendan White and the Brisbane goal.
Victory fans haven't lost their voices in spite of conceding at the start of this second half. Honda's corner. Back on defensive duty. Wenzel Halls is herring after the ball, but Broxham there first. Barbarus, a little backward stroke. Honda to Troisi. Barbarus is in space, another little back heel. Gorgeous from Victory. Stormroux cutting it across. And then Pepper loops it high. And bashing it out for a corner is White.
Well, for the sake of the highlights reel, it's such a shame this didn't go in. Beautiful from Victory. Credit Brisbane, we're desperate enough to get the bodies back and thwart the dream goal. Beautiful from Stormroux. Tongic at full stretch. Jacob Pepper was there in a mad swat at the ball from Brendan White.
This time, another emphatic defensive header, but Niedermeyer stays forward. And Roux went for power at close quarters. Ended up skying it into the Victory actives.
Nothing on here for Brisbane whatsoever until the rebound is dispatched by Bociek. Beautiful finish. Matt Acton, who's been very good in the Victory goal tonight, could do nothing about that.
It is one of those curiosities where we're watching the two second-choice keepers, both of whom wear the #1 shirt for their respective teams. As Jamie Young is number 21 for the Raw and Lawrence Thomas number 20. Matt Acton will be shattered that he hasn't been able to keep a clean sheet here. And now the visiting Raw might be trying to draw this game level. Bodiak absolutely sold Honda. And now he sprints wide. Still Bodiak. Honda returns to the scene. Christensen, referee, literally ducking out of the way. Eli Babalj touches on. Wenzel Halls, swarmed by Baena. Leck. Lopez, outside of the foot, clever enough. And eventually, the flag goes up. We've seen some late flags, again, offside.
Bociek's the man, the goal scorer, drifts clearly offside. Good opportunity for Brisbane there to really threaten that second goal and put the cat right amongst the pigeons here. Corey Brown, a relief man, it was his giveaway that handed the momentum to Brisbane on that play.
Hope, back to Baena. Corey Brown, met the ball in stride and is going to keep it. Brown whipped it near post. Jacob Pepper was up. Roux. Keske Honda. Quite literally a midfield battle as we see the Banks line up and Victory pass side to side. Have to walk back into the defensive half. There's nothing too profound about the possession stats at this stage of the night. Victory 55%, Raw 45. Barbarus with a shimmy. He's able to get half a yard and now send the cross. Toivonen waiting at the far post. Honda. It's awkward to deal with, but Tongic ends up with an uncontested header. Baena. And on the turn, Troisi! That's where he's so dangerous.
There's so much quality in this attack. Firstly, down the far touchline by Costa Barbarus. And then this beautiful little turn by Troisi to open up the lane for goal. That was a good touch from Baena too. Beautiful touch to open the shooting opportunity. Comes unstuck thereafter. Couldn't quite get the contact that he was requiring.
control the ball there. A little groan of frustration. Looks like Kenny Athieu is being readied by Kevin Muscat to be the first substitution in this match. One last swig on an energy drink as he listens in to Kevin Muscat's final instructions. It's a nice aggressive low 5 as well from Kev. So as Athieu lumbers up in the background, Lopez sends this free kick right into a pack of players. Niedermeyer wins the header. Mackay. Lopez, his efforts to keep it in, only advantage Troisi. Now Barbarus is running from very deep. Doesn't worry Pepper. Negro. Lopez. Dodiak. Able to evade Niedermeyer. It goes in from behind on Roux. Storm Roux left shaking his head. First sub of the game then is going through, and it's Ola Toivonen making way. Definitely hasn't been his night, and he'll be replaced here by Kenny Athieu. Just maybe emotionally and mentally hasn't quite engaged with this game.
Well, he was crook during the week during the Champions League. The travel wouldn't help that either.
So as Toivonen leaves the game, seems very apprehensive to be making his departure here in the 59th minute. Athieu will come on. A few choice words for Jack Morgan, the fourth official, as he wanders over to the bench as well. So Athieu enters the game. If a player needed a goal, it's definitely the king. This is his 12th appearance of the season, has yet to find the back of the net in the Hyundai A-League. Just the one A-League goal in what is now 18 first-team appearances, many of them as a sub, it must be said. As Acton deals comfortably with this cross. Corey Brown.
Well, there was a low 5 for Kenny Athieu. There was a no 5 for Ola Toivonen.
As this ball is cleared, let's throw in Michael Zappone to the mix for an update from pitch level.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. Thank you, Harps. Yeah, no reception at all for Kevin Muscat and Ola Toivonen as they were walking off. Toivonen did stare at the big number 11 when it came up, and I thought we might have had another replay of what we saw in the English Premier League a couple of weeks ago, but eventually he made his way off.
Gee, how do you think Kevin Muscat would handle a Kepa situation? Thank you, Zappers. If there are gaffers you wouldn't try it on, you'd think Sarri would be at or near the top of the list, but Kevin Muscat would have to be in the discussion. Toivonen is out of the game, though. Only player to be subbed off so far. Brisbane Roar still trailed by the odd goal. Barbarus is with both for victory, as Mackay here steers that one central. Roar's bench, Joe Coletti, Tobias Mickelson, Zach Duncan, who would be making his A-League debut, and Enrique at their outfielders, along with Macklin Frake, backup goalkeeper. All of whom are currently warming up. Not sure which lever Darren Davies might pull. Hope. Little 360 spin, crowd enjoyed that. Barbarus popped it, so Honda had to take a little back step. Hope, another neat shimmy. Honda, Barbarus! Oh, he's fallen at the key moment. Tumbling over, almost over the ball. That was his hat-trick, surely. On a night where so much had gone to plan for him, on that occasion, He just missed the final shot. He's back in possession again. Could still end in a goal for victory. A few challenging in the air. I think Hope will be furious that his neat 360 spin didn't end in the back of the net.
That'll do me, Tao. I think we've seen two of the most beautiful no-goals of the season from victory. Just delightful lead-up. The finish is there. He tries to make sure of it and kills the moment. The best player on the ground so far tonight with a hat-trick, screaming at him, "Take me, take me!" Beautiful lead-up. Twice now from victory. Unrewarded.
In A-League history, no individual has ever scored a hat-trick in back-to-back games against the same team. So Barbarus nearly had that going for him as well. Alex Lopez. Honda. Would have been Honda's assist. And that Barbarus' attempt found the back of the net rather than the foot of Ruan Tongyek.
But your reference to Josh Hope was apt, Teo. Wonderful little contribution, beautiful skill, technique in the lead up there, and that sparked everyone else to life. That little sequence, what a goal it would have been. Bodiak. Now if the Raw score again, it will be a case of what if for Melbourne victory. And it would just come later night to leave them with a bit of a scrambly situation to go and try and win it again. Bodiak here pressuring Rue. And then there was just no acceleration in the feet of Eli Barbarus to go and chase. Tongyek challenging a few. Breaks central. Pepper is there before Troisi. Honda. Hope. Barbarus. Brendan White clasps on. Troisi. Athieu. Takesuke Honda. Biding his time. What decision does he make? Baena! That's a decent save to hold on as victory players were waiting for a spill. Well, how dangerous was that defending from Brisbane? They just allowed Honda to inch forward whilst players took their position. Baena couldn't get the shot that was certainly possible there. Did find the target, which is the first requirement.
Raw will make their first change. Tobias Mickelson is coming on, and it's Eli Barbarus, whose Brisbane Raw debut comes to an end without a goal to show for it.
Around White, but not past Pepper. First half action. Second half on the back of a beautiful move. On both occasions, let's pay credit to the fact that Brisbane defenders didn't stop trying. On both occasions, it still should have been a goal for Barbarus, but
Athieu. Now the shot held on to by White. As you can see there, Barbarus is trying to draw level with Adam Lafondra and Roy Krishna at the top of the Golden Boot race. Given that 12 was his previous best tally in the season, I don't think too many, even the most one-eyed of victory fans, might have expected it to be Costa challenging for the Golden Boot, especially in a team with Toivonen joining.
Well, he's had, on top of the two he's scored, he's had another 3 fabulous chances. Good enough chances on any other night to have won a match. He's had a night out tonight, certainly, Costa Barbarus.
And the raw formation with the departure of Barbarus seems to be Dylan Wenzel-Hall's playing solo up top for now. 4-5-1 of sorts. We'll see how it shakes out in attack. Mikkelsen breaks wide to the wing. And here he is, the first raw sub of the night. Fresh legs against Storm Roux. Wenzel-Halls will see nothing but navy blue in the area. So he goes back to Alex Lopez. Oh, decent chance, but couldn't keep it down.
Couldn't keep it down, couldn't get there quickly enough to control it. That's the problem in Lopez's game.
Josh Hope coming off for Carl Valeri then. And maybe that last little 360 spin and the good build-up will leave the fans with a decent impression of how he went tonight. He hasn't had it all go his own way tonight, Josh Hope, but he has been able to show a few touches of class, and Carl Valeri comes on as his replacement here.
The beautiful Tassie turn from Hope. Integral to that lovely move that ultimately went unrewarded.
Midfield battle, Valeri straight into the thick of the action, but Christensen was taking it from him there. Now being sent wide left by Baena. Barbarus. Honda. Crowd urges him to shoot, and he does, but straight into the shins of Tongic. Storm Roux. Troisi. Very compact victory at the moment. Even their wide men are almost in line with the edge of the penalty area. Now things expand out a little. A bit more breathing space. Barbarus. Jinking and deferring back. And eventually enough contact to merit a foul.
Well, as well as Melbourne have played, and I think very well, carved Brisbane up at times. It's remarkable the game is still in the balance. And it's all for victory to let slip from here. And there's still plenty of time for Brisbane, who have shown good resilience for a team whose season died a number of weeks ago. A lot of turmoil with the on-field results. But they've stuck to their task.
Troisi, Barbarus. Back to Troisi. A few. And in a crowd of orange shirts, the one in fluoro yellow comes away with the ball.
And as every time, every occasion that Melbourne mount an attack and don't score, in a bizarre sort of way, it emboldens Brisbane. They're just hanging in there in these chances. Victory should have put them away by now. Wenzel-Hall's just as likely to roll off the shoulder of a central defender, burn them for some pace, chase down a through ball, and we're level. I mean, you can see it happening.
Certainly plenty of Sky Blue Sydney FC fans will be hoping that's what happens. Pursuit of second spot, an all-important week off, and a home semi-final is definitely at stake. A few taken to ground. And that will prompt the board for an A-League debut. Zachary Duncan is going to be coming on here, replacing Daniel Leck. Leck, who's been good tonight, but he comes off for Duncan. And Zach Duncan, whose junior clubs include Marconi and Sydney Olympic, has also bounced around the NPL system with both the youth teams of Sydney FC and Western Sydney Wanderers. So perhaps in peak A-League fashion, he's actually on his third club before he even makes his debut. Anyway, it's great to see him make his debut, and a New South Welshman who has been able to break through at the Brisbane Roar here. He's only 18 years old, born in 2000, so another Roar youngster getting an opportunity. Troisi. And, well, If Kenny Athieu was a defender, the referee would be pointing to the penalty spot because he's wiped out his own man.
Well, Kenny's saying he was helped into Barbarus by Stefan Negro. And just being present doesn't make Negro guilty.
That shows how emphatic the contact was there between Athieu and Barbarus. Barbarus again. Troisi clips it on, and White is out to gather.
So many entries into that Brisbane penalty area yet to be rewarded in this second half.
Mackay. And you've called it, Andy. Until Victory break with a third goal and perhaps end Raw's resistance, they are lingering in this game, albeit without having created a great deal since Eric Botiak's goal got it back to 2-1. The danger is there.
Well, bizarrely, they didn't even create that chance, really. They just profited off a rebound. Botiak's finish was superb.
Tongiak stomps Barbarus this time. Goes on a loping centre-back run and then quickly thinks better of pushing too much further up the pitch. Alex Lopez. Lopez again, and the touch from Mickelson. A little bit too slick for any of his teammates. Tobias Mickelson of the Brisbane Raw hasn't quite had the impact he would have wanted this season. It's been trying for so many of these players. Baena. Troisi still full of industry. And that cross hooked back too far. Negro able to clear it away.
Well read by Stefan Negro. Great burst from Troisi. He's played well tonight. As enormous energy.
Honda. Troisi. SK Honda. Acton goes route one. Athieu is chasing, but it's keeper to keeper. Forced to hurry down the right side, but the briskness of it will suit Botiak. And the header is denied. Vital from Niedermeyer. Wenzel Halls was leaping into it, but he's been blocked. Raw's best chance since scoring.
And they might be checking a handball here. A handball. Play on. Quick check. It's my assumption. Wenzel Halls, his eyes opened up like satellite dishes then.
He launched himself at the ball, but Niedermeyer was the obstacle he couldn't pass. And now some holding on by Stefan Negro allows Victory to escape defence.
Well, that beautiful from Botiak. Good run from Wenzel Halls. Here's the moment. Niedermeyer jumps, thigh to stomach. Play on, fair enough. Is that the moment that wakes Victory up? Not that they've been playing in any sleepy fashion. They've been cutting Brisbane to pieces, but they haven't been able to put them away. Does that warn them sufficiently that they've got to seal this one off first? Still 15 plus stoppages.
Potentially stupid question, Andy. How many players during your career did you play alongside who didn't know the score during the game they were playing? Or did everyone you played alongside always know what the score was?
It's a difficult one to answer on the basis that we didn't really have committee meetings midfield to work out who knew what. I just have assumed. I've never been asked that before.
It's a bit outside the box, but I'm thinking about in cricket, some batsmen keep their score, others just play. Is it entirely possible that some players are so in the zone that they may not actually be aware that it's 2-1 to Melbourne Victory right now? In comes the ball from the right, and the score remains 2-1 to Melbourne Victory as Niedermeyer clears.
Well, I would never say never to that, Teo, except that I've never heard it. And good on you, and trust you to think outside that square. But, mate, any player in a football match who doesn't know what the score is, wow. They'd never admit it, put it that way.
Mackay. Ball from the right, and behind for a corner. Maybe if it's a really high-scoring game. When the Phoenix were marauding forward in the last 5 minutes last Saturday night, how many Mariners knew whether it was 6, 7, 8 or 9?
They knew. They knew.
First raw corner of the second half. They were all asking questions, all 6 of them in the first 45. Can Bodiak fashion an equaliser here? This one is right on the head of Kenny Athieu. Second time ball. Honda breaking out. And he won't be able to continue. And there is late contact from Tongyik that's left Bayana worse for wear. Back up. We haven't seen the trainer called for either team in this game. Clean bill of health, we assume so far. Broxham. Bayana. Back up and running, and he's been wiped out again. Although this time he springs back to his feet even quicker. Zachary Duncan, welcome to the A-League. Wide is up, had 2 defenders to deal with and the keeper. Enrique has taken off the bib. So an attacking change on the way for Brisbane Roar. Now Victory would love to make it a moot point and welcome him to the pitch for the 3rd goal of theirs. Athieu. No go down the left side for Bayana. So the sub will go through. And it's Stefan Negro coming off for Enrique. So it is a very aggressive change from Darren Davies. It's not the return to Melbourne that Stefan Negro would have hoped for. Previous 2 meetings between these teams were in Brisbane, so it was his first chance coming back to play against his old fan base.
Matt Mackay's been repositioned out to left fullback. Christensen and Lopez to anchor the midfield. Enrique will play just in front of them with Bodiak. And let's see if Brisbane can muster themselves for a barnstorming finish here at Marvel Stadium.
Into the last 10 minutes. Enrique. Scramming it back to Mackay. Wenzel Halls touches it on. Enrique can't get there. He decelerated as he saw Acton coming out.
Nice little touch from Wenzel Halls. Just couldn't quite take enough sting off it to tempt Enrique. Matthew Acton has been great for Victory tonight. Sprung off his line.
Kevin Muscat fully involved and engaged at this point of the night. His team has not put this game out of Brisbane's reach just yet. Winless in their last 4 A-League games, 2 draws, 2 defeats. A couple of Champions League games thrown in. A few Barbarus, and it's another shot on target, but not a powerful one.
Now, they're playing with really good combinations and then just a little bit lazy. I think after all these minutes, Teo, I'm settling on the description. It's sort of a sloppiness, a laziness in it. Troisi's had a couple of lazy, soft efforts on the back of some great build-up. That was a chance from Costa, unreflective generally of his fantastic game tonight, and then those other 2 or 3 chances which they haven't maximised.
And then you see Brisbane Roar, an attack like that one breaking down. It's a team that just isn't as good as Melbourne Victory, and that's why there's that built-in frustration that Victory have not, for their cause, put this game to bed. A team that they must feel they've got covered is still in the conversation to deny them the 3 points. Alex Lopez. And the contact is whistled by Chris Beath on Troisi. Broxham's free kick. A few given a free header here. Troisi. Mackay. And the shimmy and little swing of direction from Bodiak, always able to fool the opponent. Honda got the ball with his slide tackle. Valeri simply sweeps it straight to Zachary Duncan. Alex Lopez. Pepper. Tongic. Bodiak. Ball comes to a standstill. And Wenzel Halls sends it central for Enrique. Heard the call from the new man, Duncan. Drifting ball, Lopez up. And Niedermeyer, who has acquitted himself so well through 84 minutes of this contest, gets it away. Mackay, long ball this time. Wenzel Halls being pursued by Rue, and too aggressively. Free kick. It's a real sense of urgency from Wenzel Halls, but it's not like the Roar were going to take a free kick in this dangerous position quickly.
He does love a niggle, though, Wenzel Halls, doesn't he?
Eric Bodiak's set-piece delivery has been of high quality in this game, but yet has not delivered an assist. Is this the moment for Brisbane? Bodiak's free kick. And that one is a rare letdown, and yet it still wins a corner.
And that was probably his poorest of the game. Brisbane don't go unrewarded.
Last 5 minutes then. A goal now, and it will leave Victory scrambling to try and win it. Right into the mix-up. Mackay back into traffic, hoping to buy a deflection. A few scrambles it away. Trying to keep the heat on. Pepper and Lopez. Enrique. It breaks central. Mackay. And may have had designs on Mickelson, but nowhere near him with the pass. Victory have seen enough. They want one more sub, and it's Rahmat Akbari who will be coming on. And James Troisi should get a warm ovation from the fans at Marvel Stadium. Troisi returns the favour, applauds the fans. Pat on the head from Kevin Muscat. As play resumes, Rahmat Akbari is Victory's new arrival, so they've subbed on Valeri and Akbari to try and take some control of locking this game down. And a Brisbane Roar team that won't go away. Duncan hurried in the pass. Niedermeyer to Honda. Barbarus. His 2 goals the difference. Honda, so busy, working to get on the end of a passing chain that he started. Missed this time with the ball, though. Broxham. Use of the body by Baena. Honda tries to return it. Raul Baena. Only a few in the box. Now Barbarus joins him. Clipped on. And then a few lets it run. Niedermeyer. A powerful header. And Barbarus with a spark out to the right. And even though he scored once at the near post tonight, he did not accept the invitation there.
And Brisbane's last line defending has been pretty good, but they have had problems in backing off, and Costa's had a chance at the near post. I reckon a few's coming from an offside position there, so that one's not to worry about. But a little sharp burst in the second attack, or second wave of that attack for Costa Barbarus, and there was that line through to the near post. He didn't see it. He opted to pass the ball square, and Brisbane saw it away.
Last 2 minutes then. Score now. Victory fans go home happy. Kenny Athew can't turn that on the target.
A really tough one for Kenny Athew to score from there. Does well, all things considered.
Tongyek. Mackay. Christensen. Alex Lopez. This is where he's dangerous. The killer pass from deep. Enrique! Not enough juice on the touch, and it's scrambled clear. Mickelson keeps the attack alive. Mackay. Ball takes an unkind bounce. Honda. Mickelson, oh, has fouled him.
Gee, that's a little bit of a soft one. What another superb pass from Lopez. Give him time to pick a pass, and he'll pick a beautiful weight. Enrique not making the most of that one. You reckon a couple of years ago, Enrique hits that first time.
It's going to be a yellow card for Darren Davies on the Raw bench. Well, there we go. We got his exact query. What was that for indeed? Last minute of regulation. Mickelson goes backwards, as does Duncan, to try and launch forwards. Three minutes. That's what Raw have got, and what Victory have to hold on for. Wenzel Hall's use of the body, back pass to Acton, strikes it true. And then the chest down from Duncan, gifts it straight to Barbarus. Athew. Valeri to Honda, in space. Honda, out to Akbari. And Rahman Akbari, Kenny Athew off the post! And that nearly was lights out. Honda. Victory not done yet. And saved this time by White. Barbarus is foiled in his attempts to get the hat-trick again.
Akbari rounds this up nicely, fires it for the near post, and with the Viduka back heel. Circa Atlanta 96. Athew hits the post, and Costa Barbarus this time decides to go himself for the near post. And Baena asks the question, why not give it to me for a tap-in?
So, did Victory go for the third or poured it down in the corner? You go for the latter. 90 seconds of 3 minutes to go. And it's offside, so they haven't been able to pull that off. And if Raw equalise here, what a smash and grab that would be. Victory, umpteen chances to be out of sight this evening. Barbarus, umpteen chances. Could have had so many more than 2. That long ball will give Raw one last hope in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Corey Brown's header. Broxham, well, he's done well there. Hitting it right into the face of his opponent, Mickelson. Precious seconds off the clock for Victory. Matthew flicking on. Pepper. Mackay. A hit and hope, now or never for the Raw. Tongyik and Baena, and the foul is given for the contact by Tongyik. That might just about do it. Stoppage time is up. Niedermeyer's free kick. Victory return to the winners list, and it is Costa Barbarus on the double. Could have and probably should have had a hat-trick, but his 2 goals are enough to put Melbourne Victory back on the winners list and back on the heels of Sydney, pursuing 2nd spot in the Hyundai A-League. Raw hung around, Bodiak gave them hope, but ultimately Victory prevailed. Full time at Marvel Stadium, Melbourne Victory 2, Brisbane Raw 1.